Hello and welcome to the workbench. On the workbench today I've got this Ryobi expanded brush cutter, hedge trimmer, whatnot. You can put many attachments on it. So I've got at the moment the bench shaft. I ordered a line trimmer head from Amazon. This one apparently has the rare 5/16 UNC threaded bolt, which is not included in the head when you buy it from Amazon. You get the 8mm metric as well as a smaller size metric bolt. So as a temporary solution, I found a 5/16 bolt in my collection. I cut that down and I used lots of spacers to make it work. Put some tape around the head to make it fit better into here. That sort of worked, but it's not ideal, so I bought a packet of 5/16 bolts and now I'm going to replace that so it will work. So there's this little cap that sits inside here as a protector. You need to pry it out with a screwdriver and then you can easily remove the bolt. So this one fits in there, as you can see, but these official bolts have a very big head in order to jam in here, which can be seen is not working. This one is actually, the head is too small, so you can either wrap it around lots of times with tape, but I did that with that and it still ended up slipping. I can screw it in with a screwdriver jammed into the plastic as well, but I don't think that's going to work. So most likely the best solution to this is to cut a slot across the top with an angle grinder and then use a flat blade screwdriver in order to screw it in, and that way it should hold, and afterwards reinstall the little protective cap. So that is what I'll be doing now, so that it works properly and I can loosen it also in the future, because even with the proper size bolt, I have also had with other trimmers that this part gets hot and it starts to melt and then the bolt is also stuck on. So like this, at least I will always be able to loosen it off with a screwdriver. Just need to cut a slot. Don't want to damage the thread, but just to hold it in place in the vise. Can you spot the bolt in the vise? There we go. Let me test that with a screwdriver. That will work nicely. Although could probably go a little deeper on this side. That is good. Now I have to remember not to rush in and grab the bolt because it will be hot. Have to wait to let that cool a bit, then we can reassemble. I also have to put the string back out on the head, as it cut both off when I was lost. Cut both off when it was last being used with my extended bolt conversion. So, like this. You don't need to go out and buy another head or try to find a special bolt if you got a 5/16 size thread on this shaft. So it saves money and effort. I bought the pack of 10 and it came out cheaper. Came actually from Germany, strangely enough. And then you can assemble that, because I found a pack of these bolts, probably, I think I paid about €8 or something like that with postage, trying to find the correct bolt for that one with the head and everything. That just alone was something like 15 or 20 euros. And that had to then come from either the UK or the USA. So this is a cheap, simple option, because one of these heads from Amazon I only paid €4.50 for. So I'm not going to buy a single bolt that costs €20 when the whole assembly costs $4.50. Right, hopefully that bolt is now cool enough. And then, well, first I'll just take this off. I want to remove this assembly a couple of times, because also this one, if it gets really hot, the inside here will start to melt and can seize onto this shaft. So here's the bolt. It's a simple matter of putting that into there. Now we need to put this trimmer head assembly back onto the shaft. And thread this back on. Then get your screwdriver. And tighten it down. Once you're happy with that, it's just a matter of putting the little cap back in. So you can either use a bolt upside down to hammer it in, use a punch or a socket. It doesn't need much, it just needs to seat, make it seat a little better. There we go. That won't go anywhere, and therefore it prevents any dirt from getting inside the bolt compartment. And now that's done. So the only issue with that is that because the bolt doesn't fit properly in the holder, is that in order to rewind the head you would need to remove the cap and then the bolt with a screwdriver every time. But in the end it does save some money, and using it like this is cheaper than buying the proper parts. And especially you don't really want to spend a lot on a Ryobi. I bought this unit off of eBay from the UK. It was about £30, including postage. It came with the engine, which was brand new. This shaft was new, a head trimmer shaft, a chainsaw attachment shaft, as well as a straight shaft attachment. So a really good deal, but obviously they all need a little bit of customization. Alright, hope you found these tips helpful for your Ryobi expanded trimmer. Also maybe be suited to the same series but then as a home light expanded trimmer system. And thanks for watching. See you on the next video.